Hello, Danny Lee, OGT here, and my partner in crime, OGL. How you doing today,
What's
OGL?
going on, guys? I am doing very well. Been off work for a few hours. Time for my weekend. So I say I'm one of the few people that can actually say, thank God it's Monday. And what better way to spend a weekend than doing some reactions?
Country music, though.
This is going to be something new for me. You've been educating me on the country thing for a bit now.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say I cannot educate you on country music from about 1993 up because I don't know it.
It's all right. You're educating me on the good shit. So
Uh, I agree. They're to each their own, but I think country is very edited nowadays. So
sanitized.
I mean, the proof's in the pudding. They just fired their golden boy for making a song because they thought it might offend people.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Uh, all the African American reactors were like, "What the hell? Why'd they fire him? There's nothing wrong with this song."
Right. Right.
So yeah. So to be clear, it's not the people that listen to country. It's not even the artists. It's the fact that you can pull Blake Shelton or Brad Paisley up on the internet saying the F word or whatever, but they won't say it in the song. And Hank Jr. made a song. My brother joked about it. In country music, you just don't say the F word. But him and Kid Rock made a song, Cadillac Pussy, too. So, so yeah, this is a cat. I'm sure he needs no introduction. If you're here watching this for the first time, welcome to the channel. This is I do listen to Sturgill Simpson, who ironically they don't play on country music radio. Like my family don't even know who he is, and they're all in the country. And he's probably the best thing out there. Even the awards tell it. And he's been singing since 2011. And they didn't. So yeah, we'll read this context first. By the way, this is for my brother James Logan. We got an argument because I sent to. I thought I was sending it to the chat room for Sturgill Simpson. I put "Country Music Die with the Outlaws," and my brother has recently started to listen to the newer country. He escorts big YBOs, and so a lot of time listen to the radio, and we kind of debated a little bit, argued, sibling rivalry, whatever you want to call it, and because I grew up Leonard Skinner and Led Zeppelin. I had two older brothers. I was the baby. One loved Leonard Skinner, one loved Led Zeppelin. So I started on the Pink Floyd thing. But we all had in common, we all loved Hank Williams Jr. And this is the context that was under this video. When I first came across Oliver Anthony and his music, I was blown away, to say the least. He had a whole collection of songs that I could listen to for hours. Oliver resides in Farmville, Virginia, with his 3 dogs and a plot of land he plans on turning into a small farm to raise livestock. We have a whole mess of songs set to release of Oliver for your viewing and listening pleasure. He is truly special and notes his biggest influence as Hank Williams Jr. Oliver wants to give hope to the working class and your average hardworking young man who may have lost hope in the grind and trying to get by. Yeah, ain't that the damn truth? It's like everybody's just so zombified and schedule work. I mean, literally, you can't talk to anybody anymore and say, "Hey, let's do a song for 5 minutes." I'm so busy, I can't. Yeah. And I get that from everybody, so it's not just. I mean, hell, I'm busy, and I don't. I mean, with the channel, obviously, it takes a lot of work to run one of these channels, and but it's still not, not going anywhere. And it sucks that people have to spend every minute of their life, in the grind per se. And yeah, it can burn you out quick because, You got to make a paycheck, I know, but doing something you hate for years and years and years cannot be gratifying. I would rather make less money and do something that I enjoyed a little bit more than like some people I know that work jobs they absolutely hate, despise, like
Hey.
then they, oh yeah, well, yeah, OGL, yeah, I forgot. I wasn't thinking about you, brother, but
It's okay.
but um, but yeah, I do hear you complain a lot about your job, so and that's okay, man. I mean,
Work can be an immensely gratifying thing. It's a way to help you can meet new people. Like I would have no social skills whatsoever if it weren't for work. You do feel bad for people though who have to toil so relentlessly just to keep their head above water, just to keep their family's head above water. I think that's the nerve that Mr. Anthony is touching on here. Um, I if I'm not mistaken, I don't think he's signed to a record deal. So he's doing this completely on his own. Now, don't quote me on this because this I may not have read it correctly, but I thought I read somewhere where he actually turned down an $8 million recording contract because
yeah,
he doesn't want to be controlled basically. He wants to have the freedom to create the music that he wants to create, and that the fact that he has done as well as he has without any of the big labels supporting him, that is inspiring. That's pretty amazing. So, like I said, I've actually never heard this song. I've stuck in my own little bubble, but James, thank you for sending us this. I am fascinated to hear the song because it really does appear to have struck a chord and resonated with a lot of people.
yeah. Since August, this video, and there is more than just this one, more copies of it, more people that has put it out. I don't even think this is the official. Maybe it is. Yeah. Okay, maybe it is. But 45 million views
Yeah,
since August.
yeah.
To put this in context, Stairway to Heaven, the original, doesn't have 45 million views. And okay, disclaimer here. I was totally wrong. I looked it up. Stairway to Heaven has 147 million on just one video, and there are several uploaded. There's 110 million on a live version. Dominated the music. Several versions uploaded. Years. But still, hey, it's not rock or country. 45 million country views dominates is a lot. The radio. Rock and roll dominates the touring scene worldwide, and pop dominates the charts. So that's where we are. And to give you some context on Hank Williams Jr.'s resume is outstanding. 5-time Entertainer of the Year in a row. In a row. 6-time Entertainer of the Year, and like 45 top 10 hits.
Yeah. And Hank did it his way too. So
absolutely, all the Outlaws did. Are
yeah.
Outlaws. I don't understand that label. I have been in arguments with people lately saying Reba McEntire promoting prostitution by the song Fancy. And Conway Twitty is a pervert for the song Never Been This Far Before. And Loretta Lynn was a dope pusher because she sung a song about birth control. Now, if you feel that way, then I'm sorry, you're a little stuck up because that's just ridiculous. Those are everyday situations that rock, rap, all the other genres sing about, but country can't do it.
And I think that great art, I apologize for offending, but I think great art that is dealing with issues that resonate with people, great art that exposes truth, it should offend some people. That's I kind of always thought that is what that kind of art was for, to sort of like smack people upside the head and remind them that things like this are going on, that their perspective isn't the only one, or whatnot. A great piece of art is going to be by its nature somewhat offensive because it's going to be putting truths out there that some people may not want to deal with.
Yeah, well, I mean, there is just tap your foot, nice songs. Everything don't deal in dark subject matter, but
True.
But yeah, I mean, you're right. Art should not be edited. Period. It's
Yeah.
like watching a movie on TV, on public TV. That's got a lot of sex scenes or cussing or whatever in it, and they cut it all out, and the movie just ain't the same.
Yeah, try watching Die Hard 2 edited for television.
Yippee-ki-yay. I mean,
Yeah, the voice shoots up like 3 octaves to say a non-curse word.
yeah, it's ridiculous. But
yeah,
but but a country music fan don't get offended by Carrie Underwood doing Monday Night Football in short shorts with her ass hanging out.
I ain't offended.
I'm not either, but that's my point. It's a little hypocritical, but
agreed.
So I think that's what he means by trying to let the working class man get the message through, because it's not happening in countries. And of course, everybody knows California is a neon cesspool.
Oh God,
of corruption. Always has been before it even made the news lately. Hotel California, Working for MCA by Leonard Skinner. There are a million songs that talk about how you have to go to California to either get a record deal or a movie contract, and it's just ridiculous. We as Americans don't see it as a big deal, but the rest of the world's pissed off because their artists have to go here and move here. Like Zeppelin had to move here. The Beatles had to come here. I mean, why?
And I'm sure there's some very, very nice parts of California, but just the industry there.
LA. I'm sorry.
Industry.
LA.
Yeah, the LA industry essentially is just, it's such a, it's a cesspool, like you mentioned. And I think country music in particular, and also rock and roll, they've always sort of been the voice of the average working class man. So it's good to see Oliver continuing in that tradition.
Well, I seen Hank Williams Jr. and Charlie Daniels play with 38 Special Marshall Tucker Band. Country and rock and roll used to tour together all the time. But those were the outlaws. You don't see any country music touring with a rock and roll band now. They won't even speak to them.
Right.
In fact, Aaron Lewis went and made the best country song I'd heard in a long time when he went over there and made country play. So I feel like it took a rock and roll star to go over there and make a decent country song. That doesn't, sound the same. But that's just my opinion. I know James is cussing right now, but
we love you, James.
I don't mean nothing by it, bro. So we're gonna get the lyrics here. Let's listen to a little bit of it, and then we'll talk about the lyrics. Yeah. We talk a lot because it's a 3-minute song. Country, what do you do?
Right.
All right, so we'll get to it. Oliver Anthony, rich men north of Richmond.
Well, I've been selling my soul, working all day, overtime hours for bullshit pay, so I can sit out here and waste my life away, drag back home and drown my troubles away. It's a damn shame what the world's gotten to for people like me, people like you. Wish I could just wake up and it not be true, but it is. Oh, it is living in the new world with an whole soul. These rich men north of Richmond, Lord knows they all just wanna have total control. Wanna know what you think, wanna know what you do, and they don't think you know, but I know that you do.
That boy's pretty good. He reminds me of he looks like, and well, he plays guitar too. He looks like a guy that he's a mountain man. It's a good friend of my brother who requested a song. Wayne, his name's Wayne. Wayne and Shelby. They live in the hills, and they are mountain people. That's for sure. That guitar is awesome. It's basically like what in between an electric, steel, and an acoustic guitar. It's I forget exactly what they call it. It's called like a bottleneck beer to a can beer, but it's got a name like that.
Yes.
I forget.
I wasn't sure. I was going to ask if it was like a dobro, but I think that's got a slightly different sound. But
It's a
definitely
little,
sort of has that.
It's a little different than Curtis Lowe, yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
But yeah, it definitely has that down home flavor to it.
and he's singing it with passion, and the lyrics are real. So this is what country music always was. I mean, there was no. I mean, the hardest thing I've ever had to do is telling her about you. I mean, it's, I'm going to hire a wino to decorate our home. So you'll feel more at ease here and you won't need to roam.
Yeah. His voice, it's not trained. I don't think. If it is, he's disguising it well, but it's got a lot of power. It's got dynamics. There's points when like his voice will just literally break, but he just goes with it. Yeah, I mean, it definitely feels. He's definitely in the moment. It definitely feels urgent. Like you said, it's real. There's nothing produced or sanitized about it. I like how they pulled back briefly just to get a shot of his three beautiful dogs there at his feet. I thought that was nice. But even the video has I don't want to say amateurish because that sounds bad, but it just has a very simple, do-it-yourself kind of feel to it. Here's my mic, here's my guitar, here's the woods, here's a camera, boom, video done. So yeah,
that's the definition of an amateur, my friend. I mean,
yeah, that's true.
He turned down the stardom, kind of like John Farnham for the Aussie Army. If you're watching, there's an Australian singer who wouldn't come to the U.S. and sell his soul, basically, which is what this is talking about. Aaron Lewis and his song "Country Boy." I sold my soul to the devil in L.A. He said, "Sign your name on the dotted line, son. Your songs will all play." You're gonna have to change some stuff. Do you really need your friends around? Could you lose a couple pounds? I mean, and that's just the country music scene. This is talking more about Capitol Hill, the Richmond, north of Richmond.
Yep.
And
I think my favorite lyric here is "living in a new world with an old soul."
Yeah, that's what I was going to do. Read them. I've been selling my soul, working all day, overtime hours for bullshit pay, so I could sit out here and waste my life away, drag back home and drown my troubles away. The bottle. It's a damn shame what the world's gotten to. Yeah, that's an old good country boy slang. For people like me and people like you, wish I could just wake up and it not be true. But it is. Oh, it is. Living in the new world with an old soul. These rich men north of Richmond. Yeah, that's wait a minute. Yeah, he kept going. Wait a minute. I hate the way they do these lyrics. Lord knows they all just want to have total control. Brainwash us every day. Want to know what you think. Want to know what you do. And they don't think you know. But I know that you do. Because your dollar ain't shit. And it's taxed to no end. Because the rich men north of Richmond. And it's so true. My guitar there is worth $200. It's paid for. I got it. It's mine. I paid taxes on it. I also paid taxes on my car out there. But I still got to pay state tax and property tax. And why? I bought it. I paid tax on it twice. So yeah, anything of value here in America, the land of the free, the divided state. I mean, the United States of America. But they literally are divided. Every state's got its own rules, got its own politicians. What do we need Capitol Hill for? I've never understood it. Oh, Jill, you know I've talked about this a lot. Rock and roll touches on this all the time. So we're very used to talking about this subject.
Real quick, there's another lyric here that I really liked. Say, selling my soul, working all day, overtime hours for bullshit pay, so I can sit out here and waste my life away. I think we've all been familiar with this. There are times when you work so hard and you come home and you've got no energy to do the things that you love to do.
And no money because you paid all your bills.
Yes. Danny has heard me say less now than before, but it's like, he said, hey, you want to knock out a couple of racks? It's like, oh, God, man, work was so hard. I'm sorry. I just want to rest. And that, it sucks when you don't have the energy to do things that are emotionally fulfilling because you have to get the bills paid. And the your dollar ain't shit and it's taxed to no end. It's like, yeah, like where is all of this tax money going? Well, it's going to those rich men that he's talking about, and they don't give a shit about your problems. They care about their nest egg. They care about keeping their positions.
But in turn, they give all the shits in the world about your problems. They want you to have them. They want you to be miserable. Yep. They want you to be deaf, dumb, and blind. Go to work every day. Shut your damn mouth. Don't complain. Think that your one little vote has anything to do with. It's not like being in court. I mean, whether the prosecuting or defense attorneys, they're the same. It's the same thing. They're just like playing basketball, pitch the ball back to court. You're gonna lose regardless. I just won a case 6 years for a DWI that I won. Still had to pay court costs.
Don't mean to laugh. You told me that. Oh my God, that boggles my mind. Yeah.
Hey, you look it up right now. It's still in the damn. It's still on Google.
Yeah, I thought loser picks up the tab was common courtesy, but again, they don't have to play by the rules. Shit, they make them. Which makes Oliver's success all the more gratifying because he's doing it on his own. He turned down, like, that takes some sort of, number one, it takes all kinds of confidence to turn down $8 million, but it also shows his priorities aren't having a 14-story mansion with gold-plated faucets. It's just he wants to be able to make his music and live his life.
Yeah, man, it's so terrible. I mean, you got to replace everything. Merle Haggard sung about it. I wish a Ford and a Chevy still has 10 years like they should. They literally make things. When I was a kid, man, you could drop a light bulb and it bounced off the carpet and put it right back in the thing. Now you can't. That something will break when you try to put it in sometimes.
Yes, the money's on the comeback.
Chris Rock said it. You can literally see the filaments are way smaller than they were in the older ones. I mean, it's ridiculous.
Chris Rock said, he's like, they can make the space shuttle, man. They can make metal that survives and holds tight on re-entry temperatures of thousands of degrees. You think they can't make an Eldorado where the front bumper don't fall off after 3 years?
It's very true.
All right,
let's go
back.
Let us
continue.
Well, I've been selling my soul, working all day, overtime hours for bullshit pay, so I can sit out here and waste my life away, drag back home and drown my troubles away. It's a damn shame what the world's gotten to for people like me, people like you. Wish I could just wake up and it not be true, but it is. Oh, it is living in the new world with an whole soul. These rich men north of Richmond, Lord knows they all just wanna have total control. Wanna know what you think, wanna know what you do, and they don't think you know, but I know that you do, 'cause your dollar ain't shit and it's taxed to no end, 'cause the rich men, don't the rich men.
He's definitely got training, though. I mean, I know he's singing and his voice cracked a couple times, but he's actually changed time signatures there. to fit that one. What do you say? What they want to know what you think, want to know what you do. I forget what he said, but he did. He's definitely had some training. He's good.
He may be a trained guitarist, self-taught vocalist. Again, he could just be like, he could be super trained and just, is very good at, forgetting it for the moment that he's in. Because that's like, his voice actually has a really nice resonance about it. It just sounds very likable. There's something very likable about his sound. And I was trying to think of the adjective for his, I guess, the emotional sound I'm hearing. He just sounds exasperated. Like he just got off from like a 14-hour shift at a job, and he's just unloading on a friend, musically speaking. And for whatever reason, they pulled back and they showed the dogs, and the dogs were just kind of laying there. And I'm like, yeah, I bet the dogs have heard this rant before.
Yeah. Well, he said his biggest inspiration was Hank Williams Jr. Country Boy Can't Survive fits this man perfect, even down to the dogs. The first line in Country Boy Can't Survive is, I live back in the woods, you see, my woman and the kids and the dogs and me.
Yep.
So, got a shotgun, a rifle, and a 4-wheel drive. Country Boy Can't Survive.
Old soul, man.
Yeah.
I wish politicians would look out for miners, and not just miners on an island somewhere. Lord, we got folks in the street, ain't got nothing to eat, and the whole beast milking welfare. Well, God, if you're 5'3" and you're 300 pounds, taxes ought not to pay for your bags of fudge rounds. Young men are putting themselves 6 feet in the ground, 'cause all this damn country does is keep on kicking them down. Lord, it's a damn shame what the world's gotten to for people like me, people like you. Wish I could just wake up and it not be true, but it is. Oh, it is living in the new world with an whole soul. These rich men north of Richmond, Lord knows they all just wanna have total control. Wanna know what you think, wanna know what you do, and they don't think you know, but I know that you do. 'Cause your dollar ain't shit, and it's taxed to no end, 'cause the rich men north of Richmond. I've been selling my soul, working all day, overtime hours for bullshit pay.
So, I wonder how this video got promoted to begin with. Because the man's speaking the truth. The man's singing his heart out. But all the song is just like every country music song was back in the day. Every rock and roll song is now. Mm-hmm. All this is an unedited country song without whatever the whoever the hell runs country music now, making it, bad proof. We're going to dodge everything bad, and kind of like the institutions that he's talking about. The educational, the religious, the political, the pharmaceutical. My God, don't even get me started on that. Government sells heroin but arrests people for it. I mean, what the hell, man? But marijuana is a class 1 felony. It's ridiculous. And of course, on the island, Jeffrey Epstein, all the damn child abuse that's going on, trafficking, and he's just speaking the truth. Talking about the war pigs sending our soldiers over there. Well, I don't agree with that, and I think the military's bullshit. I think that America's bullies, and we try to tell everybody else what to do. We need to keep our nose out of that shit sometimes, because we've always got an agenda. Don't think we don't. That's what he's talking about. They think you don't know, but we really do. Now, some people don't give a damn about the rest of the world. I get that, but it's still there, whether you give a damn or not. So, we have a lot of people in Australia. Shout out to you guys. Finland now.
It's the Army.
So, there's people all around the world, and they're not so much damn different than we are. The only thing that's different is the government's telling each other that we're different. If you start talking to some of these people in other countries, they're just like you and me. And this is a very well-written song. I'm glad it got out there. I can play you 5 songs by Sturgill Simpson that's talking about the exact same shit. But I'm not hating on him. I'm glad it's out there. This needs to be out there. So bad. So bad. I grew up on country music, man. It shaped the person I am. It made me who I am. And it disappoints me now. It just does.
What I think is interesting, this actually does kind of prove your point, Danny. And again,
Been
for those of
saying
you
it
watching, I
forever.
apologize. It seems like there's a lot of self-glad handing here, but Danny's always talked about the demise of what is called outlaw country, which is just basically people telling it like it is and doing things their way. But the fact that this song is getting as popular as it is and is seen as something so new and so fresh shows you that basically, yeah, that the Outlaws did leave because that's essentially what he is. He said, no, I'm not going to play by your rules. I'm going to do things my way. And all of a sudden, people are like, oh, what, huh? Yeah, like this used to be the norm, this gentleman. Like, there used to be all sorts of people like this guy. And again, we're not downing him.
No, we're not
He
knocking.
is, yeah, he is part of an elite breed, no doubt.
If you
But
don't listen,
this,
sorry, go ahead.
yeah, no, yeah, he does not exist in a vacuum, I guess is what I'm saying. It's not anything new what he's doing. This is something that used to be done fairly frequently. I guess maybe it's just maybe new to, I don't know.
To people who listen to country and don't listen to rock, because rock and roll talks about this shit all the time.
Agreed.
All the time, way worse than this. Rock and roll addresses molestation, child abuse, homosexual. I mean, everything rock and roll, everything the country won't touch because they're scared to death. It's going to give them a bad image. No.
But there are, again, I like the, I wish politicians would look out for minors, as in those that go into mines and not minors on an island somewhere. And then later there was a line about,
I think the miners has to do with all the people, the cobalt. Like it takes cobalt to make these smartphones, and the people mining the cobalt in whatever country that is are dying every day, for pennies to get the cobalt for us, to get the next best iPhone.
Young men are putting themselves 6 feet in the ground because all this damn country does is keep kicking them down. This is something that's interesting because I watched something on YouTube and I don't remember what specifically it was, but basically it was mentioning that now when we think of someone who is successful, like a top-notch man, it's someone in a business suit, someone with a very nice car. Now, think about this. Okay, what happens if the lights go out? What happens if there's something like an EMP burst? Whatever. What happens if all the things that you've come accustomed to, all the modern luxuries? What happens if that gets removed? Now, all of a sudden, who's going to be those that are coveted? It's going to be people with skill. It's going to be electricians. It's going to be plumbers. It's going to be people that know how to build things, people that can protect. So I feel like, when he's talking about these people that are sort of kicked down, we don't think of a plumber or a carpenter or an electrician as someone to be celebrated. We celebrate, we celebrate the high-rise, penthouse dwelling playboys. We celebrate the rock and roll lifestyle, for lack of a better term. But the people that are keeping all this stuff running, people that are keeping the lights on, making sure that when you push that handle on your toilet, your shit actually leaves the house, these people get no recognition and are probably getting paid significantly less than they should. And that is very unfortunate. And I'm sorry, it may seem mean to some people, but if you're 5'3" and 300 pounds, tax dollars should not be buying your bags of fudge rounds. I laughed. I'm sorry. We definitely should help those that can't help for themselves, but welfare should not be buying you luxuries. That's
Nope. And if this offends you, then you need to get out more. Because
that means
the rest of the world addresses this shit all the time, man. It's just
yeah.
the people who hide from everything bad. I don't want to talk about nothing bad. Everything's fine. They live in Facebook lives.
Oh, yeah.
Fake. Wear a mask every day. And your ego will let you lie to yourself. I lied to myself for so long. And it makes you unpopular when you start telling the truth. People don't want to hear the truth. People want to be patted on the back, told that they're right, whatever the hell they're saying. They won't.
Don't rock the boat.
That's right. Don't rock the boat. Let's just drown.
But I
so,
again,
Oliver Anthony, you're a good guy.
Yeah, I love this. I love the song. I loved his passion. I like the simplicity of the arrangement. I like that sort of, again, that sort of twangy hybrid sound that he had going on the guitar. I thought his dogs looked very beautiful and very nice. And as a working class guy myself, I give a big thumbs up to everything that he said.
Yep, it's all very true.
I'd give him a free meal if he showed up at my McDonald's.
I'd take nothing away. It just blows my mind that this song that has lyrics that any rock and roll song could have right now, Tool sings about that. Question authority, think for yourself. It's the whole damn message, man. Yeah, I've always been the anti-authority band guy. Hank Williams Jr. to Tool, to Sturgill, to Anthony Oliver. Jamie Johnson, they told him when he made that song, High Cost of Living, ain't nothing like the cost of living high, because he mentioned cocaine in it. He said, there went our number one hit. And it did.
Oh, wow.
It did. The song didn't do that well. But, can't hide from bad, man. We would never understand good if there wasn't bad. So to think that there could ever be there's no such thing as good without bad, period.
Agreed.
Look at however you want.
And then there's the old saying that adversity introduces someone to themselves, and that's a lot of people don't want to arrange that meeting. So,
well, it seems kind of funny that everybody that changes their life and does great things and has this great turnaround, it all comes from something tragic.
Oh yeah,
something bad, something screwed up, something they went to jail or lost somebody close to them or lost a leg and then learned how to swim or something. I mean, that was a bad analogy, but you know what I'm saying?
I definitely understand. But so major thumbs up to Oliver Anthony. I'm happy for his success. I hope it continues, and I hope this inspires more people to go their own way and do it themselves and bring back that, for lack of a better term, that outlaw spirit.
Because you can go your own way. Go your own way. Stevie Nicks, love that girl, man.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Have a good one. I don't know what to call this audience. We don't have a country audience. I don't want to call it out. I don't want to call this country. I don't want to disgrace it like that. So this is a country boy singing a real song. That's what the hell it is.
There you go. That is the best description I could possibly think
of. He himself didn't want to be a part of it. So love you all. Mental health is real. It's a real problem. I suffer from it. Most people do. Or at least know someone that does. Got to be a part of the start, because if it don't happen, if you can't start now, then tell me how it'll ever start. I advocate mental health all the time. It's a worthy cause. So,
agreed.
Much love.
Take care of yourselves, guys, and take care of each other.
Unity is key. Love each other. Simple as that. Live life. Live in the moment. Love y'all. OGT, OGL, howdy.